18% of adults have a mental health condition, which is over 43 million Americans. Bipolar disorder affects 6.3 million American adults per year. So, what led you to pursue a career in the treatment of mental health?
The initial interest that I had was in medicine in general. By going through different rotations, I began to have a special interest in neuroscience.
My family's crazy. My family has a lot of mental health illness on both sides. And then when I was in 7th grade, I had a career day and somebody came in and talked about being a counselor, and I thought it was interesting.
At what age do you start to see mental illness develop in children?
Some kids, you can see it as early as infancy. I know that sounds weird, but looking back, as kids grow, parents will say that they were anxious kids, or they were attached, or they would throw up when they were stressed. But really, more likely, you're going to be seeing it develop in elementary school age, and then middle school is a big time. When if something's going to go wrong, it's going to come out then.
Can people stabilize their mental illness with medication alone?
The short answer is yes. For mental illness, there is always going to be a combination. Medication plays a significant role because we're dealing with the biology of the brain. Patients will have families, spouses, friends, co-workers that eventually will be a nice support system.
How has your experience been throughout your time with this occupation?
Really good. I've worked in the school system, at Department of Juvenile Justice, in homes, in an outpatient setting, and I've worked with kids and families and adults, and I've enjoyed all of it.
I finished training in 1989, and at that point, the following decade was labeled as the decade of the brain. So there was a lot of research going on, a lot of innovations, the new medications. We continue working on the diagnostic criteria that we use, and trying to be more effective when combining all of those things. So in general, quite an exciting and significant experience in my life.
Are there any difficulties that you face when working with patients?
Yeah, sometimes patients don't really want to work on some of the stuff that's suggested of them to try, or parents don't really want to input some of the things that they're supposed to be doing at home to help their child feel better.
Difficulties more so in the area of logistics, and certainly people have their vested interest in getting well, following recommendations. Let's not forget that in psychiatry we treat the brain, so there are times when being able to follow through, wake up early enough for your appointment, or remember your appointment can be compromised, especially if treatment is not working well.
Do you believe that social media has a major influence on an individual's mental health?
Absolutely, yes. Social media will cause anxiety and depression. It happens in adults as well, and excessive use of it is to be avoided.
It may have an indirect influence, and by that I mean the following: if it contributes to the level of stress.
How do you help with patients who cannot afford treatment, or what would you do to recommend to those who can?
We do a sliding scale fee here if they can't afford it, so we'll lower it to a certain amount. But there's also community mental health agencies all over who will do a sliding scale fee that's really, really low, like $5, $10 if you can't afford it.
Do you believe that society is becoming more accepting of individuals with mental health issues, or is it still a taboo topic?
Still some bias and some taboo associated to it. By far, we are much better now than we were even 10 years ago. There's more education. Sadly, mental health issues are brought up to the attention of the general public only when bad things happen.
I think society's becoming more accepting of it, but there's still a stigma attached to it. Some people still do not want to say they're in therapy, or some people don't even want to go to therapy because they're afraid somebody will find out or they will look weak for some reason.
It's quite rewarding. You learn a lot, you establish a relationship with your patients, and you see good things happening.
Sarasota, Florida is home to the #1 beach in America. Approximately 350,000 people visit each year, bringing in over $3 billion to the local economy. Downtown Sarasota is very lively at night, with beautiful weather and scenery, tons of restaurants and shops, and entertainment. To most, Sarasota is a paradise, but there's another side to this vacation destination that most people don't see. In 2014, 447 people died due to opioid overdoses in the state of Florida. 110 of those deaths were reported to be in the Sarasota-Manatee area. There was a 13.9% increase in overdose-related deaths in the first half of the following year.
To help combat the issue of opioid abuse and addiction, an organization called the Harvest House was established in Sarasota in 1992. Founders Jim and Peggy Miner started with just 6 beds for recovery from substance abuse. Today, Harvest House has 9 supportive housing campuses and 30 affordable rentals, encompassing 400 and plus beds, and serves more than 900 individuals annually. The Harvest House serves homeless families, veterans, youth ages 18 to 24, and adults with a history of incarceration and substance abuse. The program offers many different opportunities for men, women, and youth to reinvent themselves and start fresh in their lives. We sat down with Jim Rusches, who has worked with Harvest House since 2007 and currently serves as Director of Program Services. However, Jim went through the program himself. He was in the Lee County, Florida jail when he heard about the Harvest House. After entering the program in 2005, he came out a new person, ready to help more people afflicted with addiction. We asked him what he thought his impact was and what he enjoyed the most about the program.
I think the biggest change or impact this organization has had on me is actually it's given me some insight into the value of building strong relationships. It's all about bonding and connecting, and people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. One of the things that I enjoy the most about Harvest House and serving the population here in Sarasota County is that I get to see lives transformed and changed. I get to see health and wholeness rolled out in a practical way for men and women that suffer from substance abuse, mental health, and chronic homelessness. We get to identify primary and secondary barriers to their healthy and whole living, and then address those and put in place plans of action, treatment plans, and continuum of care. And then get to walk through that process with them as they develop and master the skills they need. We have robust program services here. We offer unique things like art therapy, which is offered by Casanova Studios, and we have meditation and yoga alongside addiction education, and we have very strong strategic partners here to help us with the dual diagnosis, mental health pieces. So we get to put in place a lot of pieces that oftentimes are the barriers that keep these clients in crisis longer than they should be. So it's very fulfilling to see their lives restored, health and wholeness brought to them and their families, and then them become productive, active citizens in our community once again. That, in a nutshell, is why I do this. The second reason I do this is because I came through substance abuse myself. So I actively work a strong recovery initiative in my own personal life. And because of those things, when I was younger and struggling with substance abuse, it inspired me to give back and to help those struggling with the same issues that I once struggled with.
After our discussion with Jim, we spoke to Marcus Wagler, a graduate of the program.
The program helped me reach goals that I could not attain without entering the program, as far as money management, just life skills in general, coming to work every day, just stuff like that. Now in the future, I see myself having my own painting company, or possibly teaming up with my brother that graduated the program too.
The Harvest House has touched hundreds of lives in the Sarasota-Bradenton area. The program tackles the problems of homelessness, drug abuse, and rehabilitation all in one facility. Instead of sending those afflicted with these problems to separate facilities which specialize in either rehabilitation, homelessness, or drug abuse, Harvest House is able to bring them all together in a loving environment and help them get back on their feet, find work, and have them re-enter society as reinvented people. The drug abuse epidemic across the nation and the world should take notice of the Harvest House, use their method of rehabilitation, and work to find homelessness and drug abuse and to make thousands of people's lives better.
Sam, where have you been?
I've been out.
What? Ow!
I've been out. Come here, I gotta show you something.
Like what?
Well, you see, it's this great expanse, this great place, the great outdoors.
What's out there?
Everything you can imagine, everything natural, everything.
I can't do this anymore. I'm dying.
Get up.
No! This is too much. Just give me my phone back. I need to check my messages.
Snap out of it, Cheyenne. Look, you don't need to text or anything. You can just have a conversation with us. Look, we can talk about the trees.
No! I don't want to talk about trees. I want my phone, my followers, my blogs, my streaks, and...
Listen, calm down. Just breathe. Come on, just keep breathing. Look, we're almost there.
Are we there yet? This bag's heavy.
There are bugs everywhere. It's hot out here.
Okay, guys, look, we're almost there. This looks like a good spot. This looks like a good spot.
Oh, this looks nice.
So about that food,
Well, I mean, it's in the lake.
well, how we gonna get it?
Fishing pole.
Hey guys, look what I found.
You didn't touch anything, did you?
Just these.
Those are poisonous.
Oh.
Okay. Gotta, let's go. Let's just go. Okay, so, stay in the shade. Wipe yourself off with these. Don't scratch anymore, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
He's gone.
Huh?
Should be here somewhere.
What are you doing?
I can explain.
Okay, look, I know you want your phone, but we can focus on more important things right now, like getting some actual food.
Food? Did you say food?
Yes.
Food.
Now come on.
I'm hungry.
You ate 6 hours ago. How could you be hungry?
We'll eat when we catch something.
Anybody got a granola bar?
Sorry, I ate the last one.
Berries. What did they say again? Red means dead?
Water, please. If you wanted water, you could have just asked. That's kind of dumb. Man, I was hungry. You know, you should have. You got something. I'm sorry, guys. I brought you all the way out here, and this camp out has been less than ideal.
That's true. I'm away from my people, but it hasn't been that bad.
I just wanted to keep you guys away from your phones.
Rag proper.
Dave, you see anything out of the ordinary, you give me a holler.
I don't know, Ethan. These parts look mighty untamed. Could be dangerous.
Phil, what do you say?
You know, I say we could be using a break here. You know, we can't keep rolling on forever. You know, I think my Black Beauty here is getting a little tired. We cannot keep rolling on forever.
You know, you're right. I think Old Yellow got a little tired too. Ethan, how's Sheriff Dusty?
Let's take a break, boys. I took to the life of a cowboy like a horse takes to oats. Fresh oats. Let's take 5, boys.
What do you want?
Slide me a cold one, Betty.
My name isn't Betty.
This ain't not what I asked for.
Now, why don't we just get on up out here and go get our horses?
That diner was pretty bad. Service was terrible.
I know, they don't serve the drinks how I like them. Hey Phil, how are you doing back there?
You doing all right, buddy?
Phil? Phil!
I'm sorry, guys. I don't like being made fun of. I'm just gonna go home.
Whatever you need, partner.
Oh, hey, it's you guys.
Phil, what's going on? What's happening to you, buckaroo?
Listen, I just couldn't take it anymore. When you guys gonna stop living in a fantasy and live in reality?
But partner, it's good to have some fun once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while. Dave, Ethan, I care about you guys a lot. And I think it's finally time for you two to ride along without me.
Whoa there, old yellow. Oh! It's okay, sheep dust. Calm down.
Hey, Ethan, I think we should take a break.
I think you're right, partner.
You'll hear about that train robber?
That guy made a proper fight look like a prayer meeting. Not good, not good.
Yules ain't seen the worst of it. He's so ugly, he'll make a freight train take a dirt road.
Now that just ain't nice, Dave. I'm sure that old whippersnapper's just in need of some correcting. What do you say, Dave? Let's go catch that train robber. Looks like we got ourselves in a bit of trouble with our fellow deputies.
We're down a man and we're gonna have to fight this fight to our graves if we're gonna ever catch that train robbers.
When I was a child in Oklahoma, I met a courageous man. How can you be so courageous? Asked I. Here was his wise reply. Don't live your life like a train robber. Said it might feel like a time to be a train robber, but that ain't no way to live a life. There's a whisper in the Oklahoma breeze reminding me of Phil. that whisper builds, that whisper cries, filling the morning skies. You appear on the horizon, brushing that dusty hair from your eyes.
Get in the car, loser!
Breaking news in a special reporting. Deputies, or outlaws, these two cowboys, Ethan McAllister and Dave Huey, have been arrested for assaulting a federal officer. What a bunch of freaks, am I right, Jim?
They went and they jimmied a bull. What's wrong with them kids?
Guess in the end we became the outlaws, Ethan.
Seems that way, partner. Seems that way.
No use for that, buckaroo. There ain't even dust bunnies here.
Phil! Phil! You came back for us, deputy!
We got ourselves in some deep mud now. It's best you ride solo for a little bit.
No more three amigos.
Now listen here. I got us a plan that'll get you all out of here lickety-split. Once a cowboy, always a cowboy.
You boys ready to be outlaws?
Now listen closely.